Today we delve into a realm of extraordinary underground discoveries. Brace yourself for spine-chilling encounters that are anything but ordinary. From the haunting screams of a mummified figure to the frozen viruses in the Siberian permafrost. Prepare to be captivated as we present a curated collection of 20 astonishing underground finds that have left people worldwide with a lingering sense of awe. Number 20. The Dead Sea Scrolls. In 1947, near the ancient settlement of Qumran by the Dead Sea on the West Bank, a group of Bedouin teenagers were tending their goats and sheep. One of them threw a rock into a cliff opening and heard a shattering sound. Curious, they entered the cave and stumbled upon 7 large clay jars containing leather and papyrus scrolls. Soon after, an antiquities dealer acquired this invaluable find, which eventually passed through the hands of various scholars. These learned individuals, delving into the secrets of the scrolls, estimated their origins to reach back more than 2 millennia. Later, treasure hunters and archaeologists found tens of thousands of additional scroll fragments in nearby caves. Collectively, these fragments, along with the original found in the 7 jars, composed an extraordinary collection of between 800 and 900 manuscripts, and they are today famously known as the Dead Sea Scrolls. Most of the scrolls were written in Hebrew, with some in Aramaic or Greek. They were mainly on parchment, although a few were on papyrus. The significance of the Dead Sea Scrolls extends far beyond their physical presence. These artifacts have played an instrumental role in deepening our comprehension of the Bible and shedding light on the intricate histories of both Judaism and Christianity. They include parts of every book of the Old Testament with the exception of the Book of Esther. Moreover, the scrolls also contain previously unknown hymns, prayers, commentaries, mystical formulas, and the earliest version of the 10 Commandments. The origin of the Dead Sea Scrolls remains a topic of scholarly debate, with no definitive answer regarding their authorship. Number 19. The Tomb of Tutankhamun. In 1922, the Valley of the Kings, which is a popular archaeology site in Egypt, witnessed an extraordinary event as a team of excavators, led by the Egyptologist Howard Carter, stumbled upon the tomb of Tutankhamun, who was a young pharaoh revered as a deity during his lifetime. This discovery stood out from the tombs of other pharaohs which had been looted by grave robbers in ancient times. Tutankhamun's tomb, hidden beneath layers of debris, remained relatively untouched throughout the ages, making it the first known royal burial from ancient Egypt that was largely intact. It's no wonder that the uncovering of Tutankhamun's tomb is widely regarded as one of the most celebrated archaeological finds in history. Like his predecessors, Tutankhamun was laid to rest with an array of funerary objects and personal possessions that provide us with a glimpse into the rich lifestyle of the royal palace. Among these treasures were clothing, jewelry, cosmetics, incense, furniture, chairs, toys, vessels crafted from various materials, chariots, and weapons. These artifacts, which were approximately 5,000, were tightly arranged due to the limited space available within the tomb. Despite the richness of its contents, Tutankhamun's tomb, designated as number 62 in the Valley of the Kings, stands rather modest compared to other royal tombs in both size and decoration. This modesty can be attributed to Tutankhamun ascending the throne at the tender age of 9 and ruling for a relatively brief period of approximately 9 years. Also within the tomb, only the walls of the burial chamber bear decorative elements. These decorations contrast to other royal tombs, which are adorned with elaborate funerary texts like the Amduat or the Book of Gate, which are texts that were believed to guide the deceased king through the afterlife. Tutankhamun's tomb features only a solitary representation from the Amduat. The remaining decoration within the tomb depicts either funeral scenes or Tutankhamun in the company of various deities, offering a glimpse into the spiritual beliefs and rituals associated with his burial. Number 18. The Screaming Mummy. In 1886, a remarkable discovery unfolded amidst the burial ground of Deir el-Bahri Valley, which is the resting place of great pharaohs like Ramesses the Great, Seti I, and Thutmosis III. It was here that a set of remains emerged, unlike any others found entombed within the ancient crypts. Within a plain and unadorned cedar coffin, crudely hacked open to accommodate the body, lay the figure which would be referred to as the Screaming Mummy. The mummy's limbs were bound in leather, and his body was wrapped in sheepskin skin, a ritually unclean material to the ancient Egyptians. Yet, it was the horrifying pose of the mummy's face that truly startled those who laid eyes upon it. Unlike the serene expressions typically found on mummified faces, the screaming mummy's face was contorted in an anguished scream, frozen in eternal agony. The initial suspicion surrounding the mysterious figure pointed towards death by poisoning. However, after years of speculation, recent research has cast doubt on this theory. Markings found around the mummy's neck, as discovered by the Egyptian Antiquities Ministry, suggest a different fate, hanging. Archaeologists then looked into ancient documents, piecing together a compelling narrative that connected the remains to Pentuer, the disgraced son of King Ramses III, who had plotted against his own father and had been sentenced to death by hanging. Finally, with the aid of advanced DNA analysis, the long-awaited confirmation surfaced. Through comparisons of the screaming mummy's genetic material with that of Ramses III, the undeniable truth emerged. The screaming mummy was indeed the son of Ramses III, Pentuer himself. This revelation peeled back the layers of history, shedding light on a tale of conspiracy, power struggles, and tragic consequences that reverberated through the corridors of ancient Egypt. Number 17, the 3,200-year-old cheese. Several years ago, a team of archaeologists explored the tomb of Tammuz, an important Egyptian official. Inside one of the several broken jars within the tomb, they found a strange, solid, whitish mass. They believed it could be food, but they weren't sure what kind. Fast forward to 2018, and the mystery was finally solved. Scientists discovered that the unusual mass was actually cheese. It was made from a combination of cow milk and either sheep or goat milk, and it dated back a whopping 3,200 years. This finding is particularly significant because it's the first proof of cheese production in ancient Egypt. Now let's talk about the taste of this ancient cheese. According to Paul Kindstedt, a cheese expert and professor of chemistry, it would have had a very strong and tangy flavor. It might not be to everyone's liking, but that's not all. The researchers also found traces of a bacterium called brucellosis, which can cause disease if consumed through unpasteurized dairy products. While we appreciate the charm of old cheese, it's safe to say that this 3,200-year-old cheese is not something we would eagerly try today. Its intense taste and potential health risks make it a cheese that's best left to the curiosity of historians and scientists. Nevertheless, this discovery allows us to peek into the past and better understand the ancient Egyptians' culinary practices. Number 16, the grave of King Richard III. In August 2012, an archaeological endeavor was undertaken by the University of Leicester, the Richard III Society, and the Leicester City Council. Their mission was to locate the long-lost burial site of King Richard III, the final English monarch to perish in battle. He met his end on the historic Bosworth Field in 1485, vanquished by the invading army led by Henry Tudor. Beneath the surface of a city parking lot, a momentous discovery awaited them. They unearthed a skeleton bearing the marks of battle, its spine curved with a telltale deformity. Then, on the 4th of February 2013, amidst a flurry of international attention, the university declared to the world that these were indeed the remains of King Richard III. Their conviction was supported by compelling evidence, including DNA. Although Richard III had been laid to rest in what was once the site of the choir of a Franciscan friary, the grave itself had received little reverence in its preparation. When peering down into the now preserved site, visible beneath a floor of glass at Leicester's King Richard III Visitor Center, one striking detail becomes immediately apparent: its small size. In fact, it is so cramped that the former king's head was forced into an awkward upward angle. This remarkable excavation and subsequent identification of King Richard III's remains exemplify the power of historical exploration. Through science and careful analysis, we have gained a deeper understanding of the past, unraveling the mysteries that lay dormant beneath our feet. Number 15. Otsi. On September 19, 1991, a German tourist named Helmut Simon made an extraordinary discovery in the Similon Glacier in the Ötztal Alps, near the border of Italy and Austria. Deep within the icy landscape, he stumbled upon the mummified body of a man, now known as Otsi, or the Iceman. This ancient figure, dating back to around 3300 BCE, was estimated to be between 25 and 35 years old, standing at about 5 feet 2 inches tall and weighing around 50 kilograms. At first, it was believed that Otsi met his end due to the harsh conditions of the Alps, freezing to death from exposure or exhaustion. But in 2001, an X-ray examination revealed a surprising twist to his story. An arrowhead was found lodged in Otsi's left shoulder, suggesting that he had been shot and had bled to death. As scientists took a closer look at Otsi, they discovered additional insights. Although Otsi was initially thought to be disease-free, researchers later found evidence of whipworm infestation and signs of arthritis in his body. However, these conditions did not contribute to his death. They also noticed that Otsi had suffered a broken nose and several fractured ribs. Exploring his appearance, experts uncovered intriguing details. Otsi's remaining scalp hairs revealed that he had engaged in early forms of haircutting, leaving behind a glimpse of grooming practices from ancient times. Additionally, his weathered skin displayed short blue lines, which are interpreted as either the earliest tattoos known or scars from an ancient therapeutic procedure. Number 14. The Mammoth. Let's travel to a wheat field in Chelsea, Michigan, where an ordinary day of digging in the year 2015 turned into an extraordinary discovery. James Brissell, a local farmer, was working alongside his neighbor to install a drainage pipe in his field when they struck something hard about 8 feet below the surface. They thought it might be a buried piece of wood like a fence post, but it turned out to be much more surprising. It was a massive bone, 3 feet long. The news of this incredible find quickly spread, catching the attention of Daniel Fisher, a professor from the University of Michigan Museum of Paleontology. With great anticipation, he and his team arrived to investigate the mysterious bone hidden beneath the soil. With expertise, the paleontologists meticulously unearthed the remains, revealing the partial skeleton of a prehistoric mammoth. Scientists believed that the bones belonged to an adult male, estimated to have roamed the Earth between 11,700 and 15,000 years ago. In its prime, this majestic creature would have been in its 40s, wandering the land in search of food and survival. But there's more to the story. Scientists also believe that humans played a part in the fate of this mammoth. The evidence suggests that the creature was butchered by early humans, who carefully preserved the meat to prevent it from spoiling. It is believed that the mammoth carcass was stored in a lake for this purpose. Number 13. The gold coins. Imagine the thrill of taking a stroll and stumbling upon a hidden treasure. That's exactly what happened to a couple in Northern California back in 2013. While out walking their dog on their property, they unearthed a modern-day bonanza worth $10 million. It all began when their curious eyes caught sight of a rusty metal can protruding from the ground beneath an old tree. Intrigued, they decided to investigate further and were astounded to discover rare, mint-condition gold coins inside. But the surprises didn't end there. As they continued their search, they unearthed not just 1, but 7 additional cans, each brimming with more of these precious coins. In total, they found a remarkable collection of 1,427 coins, spanning from 1847 to 1894, and nearly all of them were in pristine condition. While the face value of these golden treasures amounted to a modest $27,000, their true worth is far greater. In fact, experts believe that some of these coins are so incredibly rare that they could fetch a staggering $1 million each. Understandably, the couple chose to remain anonymous, wary of potential treasure hunters descending upon their property. While their identities may be concealed, we do know that they are a middle-aged husband and wife who have called this rural haven their home for several years. Number 12. Edinburgh Underground Vaults. Edinburgh is a city steeped in history and secrets. Hidden beneath its vibrant streets lie the ancient underground vaults, guardians of more than 2 centuries of stories and legends. These subterranean chambers hold a significant place in the heart of Edinburgh and Scotland, carrying with them a rich tapestry of symbolism, culture, and historical significance. Looking at the city's past, we discover that Edinburgh faced a pressing challenge: overpopulation. The city's innovative solution was to construct these vaults, extending the city's boundaries to the north and south, creating additional space and opportunities. What started as a practical endeavor soon transformed into a bustling underworld, with multiple levels extending several stories deep. Initially intended as a practical resolution, the vaults evolved to serve a myriad of purposes. From storage rooms to lively taverns and bustling pubs, these subterranean spaces buzzed with life. However, their history story goes beyond the mundane, as they hold a reputation as Britain's most haunted place, a title bestowed upon them by the renowned BBC. As you descend into the eerie darkness of the vaults, it becomes effortless to envision spectral beings lingering amidst the shadows. Both locals and curious visitors alike are drawn to the Edinburgh underground vaults, eager to unravel the enigmatic past of this captivating city. Number 11. Tallened Man. Back in 1950, while digging for fuel in a peat bog in the village of Tallened, a family stumbled upon a chilling discovery. As they dug through the earth, they uncovered the remains of an ancient man, perfectly preserved by the bog's low-oxygen environment. His body was so well preserved, the family mistook him for a recent murder victim and quickly called the authorities. However, it soon became clear that this was no modern crime scene. The man they unearthed, known as the Tallened Man, lived over 2 millennia ago. Detailed studies revealed that he met his fate between 405 BC and 380 BC, during the early Iron Age in Denmark. He was estimated to be in his 30s or 40s when he died, potentially as part of a human ritual sacrifice. The Tallened Man's body bore the marks of hanging, and he was placed in a peaceful sleeping position within the peat pit, an extraordinary treatment considering the customary cremation and burial practices of that era. Today, the Tallened Man is an awe-inspiring sight at the Museum Silkeborg, where he stands as one of the world's most remarkably preserved bog bodies. Number 10. The Catacombs of Paris. Beneath the enchanting streets of Paris lies a hidden world, far removed from the romantic and cultural image the city is known for. Going 65 feet underground, you'll discover one of Paris's most unconventional and intriguing attractions, the Catacombs of Paris. Here, in the depths below, lies the final resting place of an astonishing 6 million souls, their bones forming thick walls that stretch up to the ceiling. Rows upon rows of skulls peer out, breaking through layers of long bones, with some arrangements even showcasing an artistic touch. The origins of these narrow underground passageways can be traced back to the 13th century when they served as limestone quarries, providing the building blocks that shaped the city above. However, as the 18th century arrived, Paris found itself grappling with the dual challenges of collapsing quarries and overcrowded cemeteries. The catacombs emerged as a unique solution, offering a way to address both pressing issues. By transferring the old remains underground, the mines were reinforced, averting potential collapses, while simultaneously alleviating the strain on the city's burial grounds. It was a macabre task that required the utmost respect for the deceased. Accompanied by priests and shrouded in darkness, the bones of 6 million Parisians were carefully transported during the night, ensuring minimal disruption to the lives of the residents. Since opening its gates to the public in the early 19th century, the catacombs have remained an object of fascination for those who dare to venture into their eerie depths. Number 9. Darren Kuyu. Back in 1963, while renovating his house, a local resident in Cappadocia, Turkey, accidentally stumbled upon a hidden passage leading to a secret underground world. Little did he know that his discovery would unveil one of the most remarkable archaeological wonders known as Darren Kuyu. As he explored the mysterious labyrinth of caves and tunnels, he found himself immersed in an ancient metropolis that stretched a staggering 85 meters beneath the surface. This underground city, painstakingly carved by hand, dates back to the 7th century BC. Its purpose? To provide refuge and protection from the perils of war and religious persecution. Darren Kuyu was no ordinary city. It housed a population of up to 20,000 people, carefully safeguarded behind massive stone doors to fend off invaders. Ingenious ventilation systems ensured fresh air circulated throughout, while a well-supplied clean drinking water for all. Its vast network of rooms served as kitchens, bedrooms, and food storage warehouses. The city even boasted a school, a church, and facilities for the production of wine and oil. Livestock roamed within its confines, ensuring self-sufficiency. Today, Darren Kuyu stands as a captivating tourist attraction, drawing visitors from around the world to marvel at its mysteries. Archaeologists and scholars remain captivated by its intricate design, seeking to unravel its secrets and gain deeper insights into the ancient civilization that once dwelled beneath the surface. Number 8. The Terracotta Army. In the barren lands of Shaanxi Province, China, a remarkable tale of ancient guardians began to unfold in March 1974. It all started with a group of peasants seeking water in the midst of a merciless drought. While digging, they found pieces of a clay figure which turned out to be part of something amazing, the Terracotta Army. The Terracotta Army was made to guard the tomb of Qin Shi Huangdi, who had proclaimed himself the first emperor of China in 221 BC. They believed he would need them in the afterlife. This army had life-size clay soldiers and horses that had been buried for over 2,000 years. Each soldier had a different face and was placed according to their rank. Even though they are mostly gray now, you can still see traces of paint on their clothes. As archaeologists kept digging the site, they found more exciting things. They discovered weapons like swords and arrows in really good condition. They also found a pit full of stone armor and other pits with horse skeletons. But perhaps the most enchanting discovery was yet to come. They also found terracotta acrobats and strongmen frozen in their poses. And in a secret chamber, there were terracotta musicians and bronze water birds. These were meant to entertain the emperor in the afterlife. The Terracotta Army is an incredible find that shows us the ancient world of China and the grandeur of its emperor. Number 7. Ruins of Pompeii. Pompeii was an ancient Roman city near Naples, Italy, that met a tragic fate. In 79 AD, Mount Vesuvius erupted and buried the city under layers of ash. This catastrophic event, while devastating, inadvertently preserved the city's remains for over 2,000 years. Archaeologists began digging at the site in 1748 and made many exciting discoveries. Pompeii was divided into different parts, like neighborhoods, and each house had a number. The archaeologists carefully recorded and studied everything they found. They also found human remains in the ash. Guided by curiosity, an archaeologist named Giuseppe Fiorelli pioneered a unique method whereby he injected plaster into these remains. This created lifelike figures that showed how the people of Pompeii looked when the volcano erupted. Nowadays, a different material called clear resin is used instead of plaster to keep the bones safe. In 1874, Pompeii opened its doors to the world, transforming into an open-air museum that breathes life into the ancient past. The archaeological finds on display paint a vivid picture of daily life in Pompeii, enticing countless visitors who embark on a journey through time. About 2.5 million people flock to the Pompeii ruins annually, captivated by the echoes of a bygone era. Number 6. Ant equivalent of the Great Wall of China. Ants are incredible creatures, and their abilities never cease to amaze us. In 2012, an astonishing discovery was made in Brazil, a vast underground city that had once been home to millions of ants. This deserted metropolis revealed a complex network of tunnels, roadways, and gardens that had once belonged to leafcutter ants, one of the most sophisticated communities on Earth, second only to humans. To uncover the intricate tunnels, experts poured around 10 tons of concrete into the air conditioning ducts that the ants had used on the surface. This process lasted for 10 days, as the material was carefully directed down the maze-like tubes, covering an area of 500 square feet and extending 26 feet below the ground. After a month, scientists began the excavation and were astounded by the remarkable metropolis they uncovered, an ant equivalent of the Great Wall of China. The ant colony, which has been called a superorganism, had undertaken a monumental task in constructing their immense dwelling. However, the exact time of their disappearance and the cause behind it still remains a mystery. Now it's time for today's subscriber pick. One of our loyal subscribers sent us this image. In this image, we can observe 4 humanoid figures within 4 separate trenches. Can you identify the nature or identity of these figures? Are they some sort of creatures that scientists just discovered underground? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section. Number 5. La Doncella. Deep within the majestic Andes Mountains, an extraordinary archaeological marvel sheds light on a bygone era. Meet La Doncella, also known as the Maiden, a mummy that unveils the chilling account of a teenage girl who met her fate in a ritual sacrifice over 500 years ago. The remarkable discovery of La Doncella took place in 1999, when she was unearthed from a small underground chamber near the summit of Volcan Lulayaco in Argentina. Astonishingly well preserved, she sat in a cross-legged position, as if frozen in time. La Doncella's destiny was intertwined with the ancient practices of the Inca Empire, selected as an offering to deities like the sun god Inti, the weather god Illapa, or the creator god Viracocha. She embodied the hopes for abundant crops, favorable weather, and protection against calamities. Among the chosen, beauty and noble gifts played a decisive role. Clad in a ceremonial tunic and adorned with a headpiece, La Doncella embarked on her celestial journey. As a part of the sacrificial ritual, she consumed corn liquor to induce slumber. Traces of coca leaves, a remedy for altitude sickness, were found in her mouth. Today, La Doncella rests within the halls of the Museo de Arqueologia de Alta Montana in Salta, Argentina. She stands as a poignant symbol of the ancient Inca civilization and invites us to ponder the sacrifices made in pursuit of divine favor and the eternal bond between humanity and the forces of nature. Number 4. World War II Air Raid Shelter. World War II was a global conflict that engulfed over 50 nations and shaped the destiny of humanity. From the battlefields to the seas and the skies, the war's reach knew no bounds, leaving an indelible mark on nearly every corner of the globe. Fast forward to 2016, and an ordinary man named Simon Marks finds himself in an extraordinary situation. Beneath the unassuming surface of his front drive lay a hidden relic of history, a complete World War II air raid shelter. It all started when Simon's vehicle encountered an unexpected obstacle, seemingly a flower bed. Perplexed, he ventured out to investigate and was astounded to discover a portion of his driveway had caved in. Armed with curiosity, Simon explored the hole by utilizing a camera attached to a selfie stick to explore its depths. To his amazement, he uncovered a 2-roomed shelter. When Simon's father later saw it, he instantly told him that it was an air raid shelter. Though buried beneath layers of mud, the shelter's secrets still clung to its chambers. Glass bottles and old newspapers provided glimpses into the past, where anxious residents sought refuge from the horrors of war. Simon's speculation suggests that the shelter may have been constructed as a response to a German bomb that had once descended perilously close to their home. Simon's accidental discovery serves as a reminder of the resilience and resourcefulness displayed during the darkest days of World War II. Number 3. The Lasko cave paintings. Let's travel back in time to the picturesque region of Montignac, France, where an extraordinary discovery awaited 4 adventurous teenagers in the year 1940. It was during an innocent pursuit, as their dog ventured into a narrow entrance of a hidden cavern, that these young explorers stumbled upon the prehistoric cave paintings of Lasko. Dating back an astonishing 15,000 to 17,000 years, these captivating artworks, predominantly portraying various animals, are hailed as masterpieces of the Upper Paleolithic era. The first to examine and decipher these artistic treasures was the renowned French archaeologist Henri-Édouard Prosper Brie. As you enter the grotto, a vast main cavern reveals itself, stretching an impressive 66 feet in width and 16 feet in height. Adorning its walls are over 600 painted and drawn animals and symbols, accompanied by nearly 1,500 engravings etched into the stone. These breathtaking depictions showcase an array of creatures, from majestic horses to graceful red deer, from majestic stags to sturdy bovines. Even mythical beings seem to dance within these ancient galleries. Amidst all of these, only one human figure stands out, an enigmatic bird-headed man with an erect phallus. Archaeologists surmise that the Lasko cave served as a sacred space for both hunting rituals and religious ceremonies, holding a profound significance for our ancestors throughout the ages. Although the original Lasko grotto, unveiled to the public in 1948, had to be closed in 1963 to protect the delicate artworks, its spirit lives on. A remarkable replica of the cave was constructed nearby in 1983, faithfully capturing the essence of its ancient counterpart. This faithful reproduction continues to enthrall and educate, welcoming tens of thousands of visitors each year who eagerly immerse themselves in the ancient wonders of Lasko. Number 2. Feistos Disc. Imagine being an archaeologist on the captivating island of Crete in 1908. You stumble upon a remarkable find, a clay disc, unlike anything you've seen before. This disc, known as the Feistos Disc after the city where it was unearthed, measures about 16 cm in diameter and 2 cm thick. The Feistos Disc is believed to have originated around 1700 BCE. During that time, the island of Crete was bustling with the Minoan civilization, an advanced Bronze Age society. What sets this disc apart is its intricate spiral design adorned with 242 mysterious symbols. While many experts agree that these symbols represent an early form of writing, the challenge lies in deciphering their meaning. Countless scholars have dedicated themselves to unraveling the Feistos Disc's code, but consensus remains elusive. It's a linguistic puzzle that continues to baffle the minds of researchers. Could this extraordinary artifact be of extraterrestrial origin, its inscriptions a message from beings beyond our world? Theories abound, but the truth behind the Feistos Disc remains a tantalizing mystery waiting to be unveiled. Number 1. Viruses in Siberia. permafrost. In the vast frozen expanse of the Arctic, a quiet and transformative process is underway. Rising temperatures are causing the ancient permafrost, a layer of frozen soil beneath the Earth's surface, to thaw. This thawing has awakened dormant viruses, lying dormant for tens of thousands of years, which could pose a risk to both animals and humans. It may sound like a plot ripped from the pages of a science fiction novel, but scientists are sounding the alarm on the dangers that lie within this icy domain. To shed light on the potential risks associated with these frozen viruses, Jean-Michel Claverie, an esteemed professor of medicine and genomics, embarked on a groundbreaking study. Conducting tests on soil samples extracted from Siberian permafrost, Claverie sought to determine if any viral particles retained their infectious capabilities. In 2014, his team successfully revived a virus that had been isolated from the permafrost, marking the first time in 30,000 years that the virus displayed infectivity when introduced to cultured cells. Crucially, Claverie selected a virus that could only target single-celled amoebas, ensuring no risk to animals or humans. Claverie continued his research in 2015. Multiple samples of permafrost from various locations across Siberia yielded several strains of ancient viruses, each capable of infecting cultured amoeba cells. These newly discovered strains introduced 5 previously unknown families of viruses, expanding our understanding of the ancient virus sphere. Radiocarbon dating revealed that the oldest sample dated back nearly 48,500 years, retrieved from an underground lake located 52 feet below the surface. The youngest samples, recovered from the remains of a woolly mammoth's stomach contents and coat, were 27,000 years old. Claverie's groundbreaking findings serve as a stark reminder of the potential magnitude of the issue at hand. The fact that viruses capable of infecting amoebas remain viable after such an extensive period raises concerns about the broader implications. Yet, there persists a sense that this research is merely a scientific curiosity rather than a genuine threat to public health. We hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one.